Okay, this is the Brother Donkey Tabata workout. It's a very straightforward routine. The movements are foundational prime movements, a squat, a lunge, a chest press, a row. It's a great straightforward workout. It's done Tabata style, so it's 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, alternating for a 4-minute interval. However, if you don't like using a timer to ring you through and you don't like timed intervals, just figure out how many reps you do in 20 seconds and repeat that for 8 little sets, taking a 10-second break in between. Let's get started. First off, we're going to be doing the dumbbell tap squats. Now, for the dumbbell tap squats, you're going to be holding dumbbells straight down by your sides with your palms facing your thighs. So the thumb part of the hand is forward, just like this. That's the grip, okay? Then what you're going to do is just push your hips back, bend the knees, tap your butt to the bench, and stand up tall. So you're not actually sitting all the way down. You're just tapping your butt to the bench and standing up tall. Now watch your knee alignment. You want to make sure your knees aren't buckling in or wavering like that. You want to keep very straight at the knees. Just to give you a different view, okay? So I'm just pushing my hips back, I tap my butt to the bench, and I stand up tall, just like that. Now, as a progression, you can take a closed loop mini band. Looks like this, like a little bit of a headband, and it's elastic. And you can place that just above the knees. Just like this, so that you're pushing out on that band the whole time as you do these tap squats. And if you do that, that helps to recruit more of the glutes. In particular, the glute medius and minimus, the lateral smaller glutes. Everyone always thinks of glute max, but there are 3 glutes in total. That helps to target the other 2 of the 3. Next movement we're going to be going on to is a dumbbell 1-arm row, side straddling the bench. So for this one here, I'm going to have the same side hand and knee on the bench, and my down leg is way out to the side. Now, I'm holding a dumbbell straight down at arm's length with an overhand grip. So my palm is facing my leg, okay? Overhand grip. I pull it up beside the waist and I twist the grip to finish with a sideways grip at the top. So my thumb points forward. I untwist on the way down and I repeat, just like this. Okay, just to give you a different view. So if I'm side straddling the bench, this leg is way out to the side. Biggest mistake is people have it too close and it's just very awkward from this position. Spread it out wide to the side, overhand grip at the bottom, pull it up and turn to finish with a sideways grip. Untwist on the way down. That's going to work all of the upper back, but it's also great for the wrists and elbows to be able to get those different vectors of force through there as we're training through that resistance stimulus. Now, as a progression here, what you do is instead of planting this hand down, you place it on your hip. So I'm bent forward like this. Now I'm using more low back postural stabilizing muscles. And only the arm and shoulder blades are moving. So once again, rather than have my hand planted, I'm just like this. And I'm doing the movement there. And that's going to bring in a lot more low back stabilizers to do it in that position there, because I don't have a post arm to take some of the pressure off of the postural stabilizers in the low back. Now, the next movement we're going to be going on to is stationary lunges beside the bench. I like to go with stationary lunges beside the bench because I want you to have something you can hang on to if you need it, okay? So for this one here, it's just a standard stationary lunge. One leg all the way forward, the other leg all the way back, and if you look at my back leg, the heel is up. Palms pressed together. You're just going to lunge down and then go all the way back up. And repeat. So my knee is just grazing the ground, if that. You don't want to bang your knee off the ground. But the biggest mistake people will make here is they go too shallow. So they'll just be like this, okay? We don't want to do that because that'll buy us more of the quads. If you get into a really long stride and you go deep, it brings in more glutes and hamstrings. And generally those are the muscle groups we need to target a little bit more to balance development, because most of the time people are a little bit more quad dominant. So just to give you a different view, it's just like this, lunging straight down and up like so. Now as a progression, you would hold the dumbbell down on the side of the back leg, because then I have my free hand, I can hold on to the bench if I need to. And also when you hold the dumbbell on the side of the back leg, it's a contralateral exercise, which means that it targets more of the glutes again. So that would be the progression. Hold one dumbbell down on the side of the back leg so you have your hand free to hold on to the bench. And when you're holding the dumbbell down, hold it with a sideways grip like this, because that's easier on the wrist, okay? Next movement we're going on to is the dumbbell chest press. So this is a traditional chest press. I'm going to give you a couple different views, talk about it a little bit. You're going to take the weights. Now the first thing that people get messed up on is getting into position. Start with the dumbbells resting on top of your thighs, balanced vertically. From this position, you use your knees to kick them up to the shoulders so you can rest in position like this, okay? You're going to have the dumbbells out to the sides in an overhand grip. Bring your feet in nice and close, puff your chest up. You're going to press the weights up and together, then lower them back down to the sides and repeat. Up and together, lower down to the sides and repeat. Now generally, if you have shoulder concerns, don't go too low at the bottom. This would be the lowest I would go. Otherwise, you can go a little bit deeper, but just know that if you lower the weights down too far, you can overstretch the shoulder joint. That's one of the biggest risks here. As a progression, we could add a little pump at the bottom, like this. Pump. All right? Or we can go triple pump. 1, 2, 3, up. That's going to hit more of the chest muscles. Now just to give you a different view on how that looks, once again, I'm going to I use my knee to kick the weights up into place. Okay, overhand grip like this, lower it down and out to the sides in an arc, about that far down so your elbow is in about alignment with your shoulder. Press them up and together. All the way down to so, like so, press them up and together. As a progression, a pump at the bottom, or as a further progression, 1, 2, 3 pumps at the bottom. That is the dumbbell chest press on the bench. Now, next up we have concentration curls. For the concentration curl, you're going to be sitting with your legs wide apart, okay? I'm holding a dumbbell straight down in one arm. I'm resting this forearm and elbow on the thigh, okay? And the dumbbell arm, the back of the arm, is resting against the inside of the thigh. Now, from here, I'm just going to, only the forearm moves. And I curl the dumbbell up to the shoulder, back down and repeat. Just like this. This is a very traditional bicep exercise. I'm just going to give you another view here. So my legs are wide apart. This hand, you can go hand or forearm resting on the thigh. And it's just pivoting. The back of this arm is resting against the inside of this thigh. And it's a very isolated bicep exercise. Okay, no twisting of the wrist or elbow in this one. It could be a little intense on those joints if we do. We're just sticking with an underhand supinated grip there. If you did want to progress it, you could do a little pump at the top or a triple pump. 1, 2, 3, down. Or in my opinion, just use a heavier weight if you really need to progress it. Okay, next up is tricep kickbacks, side straddling a bench. So I'm going to have to use a lighter weight here. We're going to be going with, I'm going to just use a 10-pound dumbbell here. Now, this one, we're going to be side straddling the bench the same way that you did in the bent over rows, okay? So you have same side hand and leg are on the bench. My down leg is out to the side. Now this arm here, I have the elbow up by my side with my palm facing forward, okay? Forearm points down, so it's like a 90-degree bend. And you maintain a straight spine posture. Only the forearm moves. You straighten the arm behind you, lower it back down to 90 degrees, and repeat. And you want to straighten the arms all the way. Keep your wrist firm, almost like you're revving a motorcycle. Don't go all floppy wristed. If anything, extend your wrist up a little bit as you lift the weight up behind you. Okay, so just to give you the alternative view here, same side, hand and knee down on a bench. Get that leg out to the side, palm is forward. Hike the elbow up by your side, keep it there. Extend, bend. Extend, bend. Elbow stays fixed in place, only the forearm moves. That is going to torch the triceps. All right, and then the next exercise we do after that is the bench plank. So the bench plank, what you're going to do here is you're going to be sideways to a bench like this. Forearms resting on top, feet behind you. You're going to have your body straight like an ironing board. Clench your glutes hard and suck in your abs as though someone's going to punch you in the stomach. You would hold for 20 seconds, then rest to your knees. Go back up onto your toes, hold for 20 seconds, rest on your knees. Now, if this is too hard, go from your hands. It's almost like you're holding the top push-up position. Then rest from your knees. So this is a way to make it easier. Okay, now a way to make it harder, we were going from the forearms from here. If I bring myself back further, so my elbows are further out in front, that's a lot harder now. So I've got a longer lever arm. So rather than being right over top of my forearms or my elbows, if I'm back further, you'll immediately feel how much more challenging that is. And the key with that exercise is just brace your core, keep your spine still, and hold for a 20-second interval. Gently rest down to your knees between sets. It's all about maintaining a strong, stable core. That concludes the Brother Donkey workout series. It's a fantastic, well-rounded, well-balanced workout. It's going to get all the primary movements in. It's very straightforward, and many people have loved this workout, and I'm sure you're going to love it as well.